This will take some oil. Might have kicked it out again. They're telling me traffic calming doesn't only get you weekends in jail. Ready for takeoff. What's that? Ready for takeoff? I think so.
On a cold front afternoon, if you want to call it that. Temperature is in the low 90s. At least that's better than what it has been these last weeks or so. Lady Bulldogs have been very busy this last week, playing about, I believe, about 5 games in 7 days. Went to Haskell, played in the festival there, where we reeled off 4 wins in 2 days there. They are sitting at 7-0 right now. As the
Berryhill Maidens come to town as the Wagoner Lady Bulldogs try to make it 8-0 for the season. We'll have a special recognition after the game as Wagner's own Juliana Goose Hutchins has hit her 100th home run of her career, and going to have a little bit of a presentation for her at the end of this game. Overheard some conversation that they're going to do it at the beginning of the game, but Goose was not for that. So if you know Goose, she likes to just do her business and not have any fanfare or anything like that. She has been very successful up to this point as a 15-year-old and continues to enjoy that success and hit her 100th home run, I believe, Saturday in their last game against Lincoln Christian, I believe. So let everybody know that we are live here at Wagoner Softball Stadium. We're waiting for the first pitch. You have not missed anything, and no one has taken the field yet at 5:01, but we are awaiting that. Again, the Wagoner Lady Bulldogs will play host to the Berryhill Maidens. I'm Jeremy Holmes, along with Garrett Haddock behind the camera and the computer. Hopefully today will go smooth. Hopefully you can hear me loud and clear. As we talked about last week, we're not going to be able to do every game that the Wagoner Lady Bulldogs play, but we will try to get the big ones, so to speak, and then as they head into the playoffs, as at least with what we are wishing that way, we will try to keep up with that. Looks like we've got some fans out in the outfield there looking to catch some home run balls. So that'll be interesting, and they'll have some fun chasing those down, as we are sure to have at least a couple in tonight's matchup. Maybe later on in the season we'll have some official video introductions that maybe we can show you as we figure that out on our live stream and make it more enjoyable for you at home. Put some faces to these ladies' names that we keep reeling off, as they are off to a great start so far. Again, they are 7-0, looking to go 8-0 tonight against the Berryhill Maidens. Number 2 is Jalen Fourkiller. She'll be playing third base, or at least I believe she will. Kendra Condit will be out in right field. And those are your 2 seniors on this 2024 squad. The junior, only one junior, Bailey Campbell. And the rest are sophomores and a couple of freshmen. Zoe Griffin on the mound, no doubt, tonight. As she, I believe, has already recorded 87 strikeouts for this season. Again, that's 7 games in, 87, so a little over 12 strikeouts per game, as she tries to set yet another record as she did as a freshman. Goose Hutchins, we just mentioned her. She is a sophomore, and she will be at shortstop. Kenzie Fourkiller, the younger sister of Jalen Fourkiller, she'll be on first base. She is a sophomore. Maya Renshaw is also a sophomore. She'll be in center field. That is her at the almost going to be at second base. Come into your picture there. Number 6, Adrian Coker, is also a sophomore. She'll be behind the plate catching Griffin's pitches. Deshari Berry, another sophomore. She'll be in left field. Josiah Pierce, a sophomore, will be on second. And Olivia Edwards and Siri LaFay are our 2 freshmen for this year. I believe that is everyone on the roster, a total of 12 girls. As we still await the first pitch. It is 5:07. You haven't missed anything. And a little bit of a delay here, as we were supposed to get started here at 5, but maybe waiting on some umpires or things. That's exactly what we're waiting on. So a little confusion of maybe start time. Maybe they thought it was 5:30. Who knows? But hopefully things are going well for you at home. You can log into our chat room and let us know. We are updating equipment week to week, and hopefully we will be able to keep a steady stream throughout, not only today, but throughout the season. We haven't yet checked into this, but someone had mentioned maybe monetizing the YouTube channel, and I'm not sure how all that works. I guess got to refer back to Wreck-It Ralph if you're a fan of that movie. Apparently, the more views you get, YouTube ends up paying you a certain amount based on the views you get. So we'll look into that as the Friday Night Bulldogs stream grows and grows every year. 16th season for FNB, if you can believe that. We started way back in 2009 and has been through a few renovations and different faces, different places, but has been through that 15 years and into the 16th season this year. And we hope that it'll become a staple for your Friday nights and your Monday nights, as we are here. Friday Night Bulldogs into Monday Night Bulldogs tonight. We hope you're doing well at home. Again, a little bit of delay waiting on the umpires. So you still got time to get your favorite drink and your favorite snack and get to that recliner on this nice, balmy Monday evening. If you've been with us long enough, you'll know that about the time game time starts is about when everything shuts down. So and that's really the way it's been for 16 seasons now. Everything in pre-game's going great, looks good, sounds good, and then when game time starts, everything's come crashing to a halt. So hopefully that will not happen today. As we're getting quite a bit of a crowd back there at the center field fence. Looks like I got a couple of cone heads out there. I don't know if that's a signal for them to direct the ball to go in between there. Maybe get some extra points. I'm not sure. But looks like some of the high school football players out there at center field going to enjoy some Wagoner softball. We're joined in the press box with Shelley Spurley, the public address announcer, and Christian on the scoreboard.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the center field defense area, you guys out there are giving us a wonderful example today and an illustration of the difference between embezzlement and theft. Embezzlement, that is taking something without intent to permanently deprive the owner thereof, as opposed to theft, which is intent to permanently deprive the owner of, such as the cones. Looking good out there, guys, in center field. Thank you very much for supporting your Wagoner Lady Bulldogs.
Be sure to let everyone at home know that we are streaming live, and again, we're awaiting the first pitch as we are still waiting for the umpires to get here. We are in Wagoner, Oklahoma, Wagoner Softball Stadium, probably soon to be named, probably some official name anytime. I haven't heard any type of rumor about that, but I'm sure that we're going to come up with a name other than Wagoner Softball Stadium, the new improved Wagoner Softball Stadium, and it is nice. And the girls would say it's nice and hot as well. You add about 15 to 20 degrees on that turf is what they tell us. So the girls are lining up. Oh, here they are right here. Here comes the umpire. Wagoner Lady Bulldogs are coached by Johnny Hutchins, Manny Mendez, Turquoise Love, and Peyton Stroud. Also, I believe Cindy LaFay. The coaching staff for this year's 2024-25. Well, I guess technically it's only 24, as they will wrap up what we hope to be state in mid-October. that the umpires have showed. The girls are lined up, and we are getting ready for the first pitch. If you're just now joining us, you have not missed any of the action. There's a little bit of delay waiting on the umpires, but now they are here, so we will start this competition here shortly. We're going to listen in on public address announcer Shelley Sperling as he announces tonight's rosters.
Number 4, at third base, Brooklyn Stevens. Batting 6th, second baseman number 17, Olivia Hamilton. Hitting 8th, probably 7th, is first baseman number 2, Lily Brown. Batting 8th, the catcher number 34, Cassidy Gilmore. Swinging 9th by designation, number 21, May Harjo. And playing right field, number 8, Riley Sexton. And now for your homestanding Wagoner Lady Bulldogs. The Lady Bulldogs are 7-0 on the season after 1 week of excellent play. We thank their coaching staff, assistant coaches, the gentleman warrior from Bacone, Mr. Manny Mendez. The Lady Redman from Northeastern State College, Miss Cindy LaFay. Lady Cowboy from Oklahoma State University, Turquoise Love. And the Lady Riverhawk from Northeastern State, Miss Peyton Stroud. Our head coach, Gentleman Tiger by way of Fort Gibson and Cowley County, Johnny Hutchins. And let's remember our players awaiting play. They play a role, they run, they pinch hit, sometimes play, but they're always supportive of our team. We thank junior number 4, Bailey Campbell. Freshman number 8, Olivia Edwards. And freshman number 13, Siri LaFay. Here are the starters for your Wagoner Lady Bulldogs. Leading off in center field, miscontact, number 7, Maya Renshaw. The slugger. Playing third base, number 26, Goose Hutchins. Smooth at short, a power hitter as well. Shortstop, number 2, Jalen Forkiller. Hitting cleanup. On the mound, the mower, number 32, Zoe Griffin. Batting 5th, smooth behind the plate, a stick as well. Catcher number 6, Adrian Coker. Playing second base, excellent on defense and offense, and Miss Congeniality, number 10, Sissy Pierce. Batting 7th, excellent target at first base, hitting as well. Number 24, Kenzie May Forkiller. Batting 8th, right fielder sporting a sore elbow, but she took one for the team. Number 11, the class president of the senior class, Kendra Condit. And in left field, covering space out there, and at the plate as well. Almost a second leadoff hitter. Number 3, Shari Berry. And now, ladies and gentlemen, honor America in your hearts, and we're ready to play.
Hopefully you're able to hear the starting lineup tonight for both the boys are called the Chieftains, the ladies are called the Maidens of Berryhill.
We also thank our veteran
And it'll be
crew. On the base paths, Mr. Billy McNack.
Zoe Griffin on the mound, Adrian Coker behind the plate. Looks like the outfield will remain the same, and we'll see what happens here on the infield. It's number 11, the senior Kendrick Condit. At right field, it's sophomore Maya Renshaw. At center, left fielder sophomore is Shari Berry. And looks like Four Killer, the younger, will be on first. Four Killer, the elder, will be on, we'll see, was third, but it may be something else tonight. Let's change up a little bit. Josiah Pierce and Juliana Hutchins will round out the starting lineup for the Wagoner Lady Bulldogs. Again, we're just now getting started. 5 o'clock was the time, but had a little bit of delay, so you have not missed anything. And here we are, Zoe Griffin on the mound tonight for the Lady Bulldogs. Strike one for the first pitch. Number 15 for the Maidens at the plate. That ball high and outside for a count of 1-1. There's an attempted bunt that goes up and over the backstop for strike two. Griffin ahead. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As we continue to get a crowd out at center field. We appreciate the support. They've come out. Griffin looking for that outside corner. Just missed it. The count now even 2-2. That one again outside, and now we have a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes in this first at bat for the Maidens. Fouled away. Batter stays alive with the full count. And there is strike 3. 1 up, 1 down for the Lady Bulldogs. Zoe Griffin, I believe, first strikeout of this game. I believe that's 88 already on the season. So if you got your strikeout counters at home, you keep up. 1 for tonight, 88 for the season. And that ball is low for ball 1. Number 22 for the Maidens up to the plate. 1 out, nobody on. And there's strike 1 as Griffin evens the count with 1-1. Batter went for the high and outside, came up empty. 1 ball, 2 strikes now for Griffin and the Lady Bulldogs. That ball got on the inside corner for strike 3, called strike 3 for the second out for the Lady Bulldogs and the second strikeout for Griffin. And we thought we might be a little bit different in the infield, but it looks like we're back to Four Killer on first, Pierce on second. Four Killer, the elder, on short, and Hutchins on third as they started out the season. That ball fouled away for strike 2. Number 10 at the plate for the Maidens. As we're at the top of the first, just getting started. 2 out with 2 strikes. And there's the third strike for Zoe Griffin and the Lady Bulldogs. 3 up, 3 down. If you're counting, that'd be number 90 for the season. As as Griffin well on her way to get her 100th strikeout for this season.
Nothing across for the Maidens. No score.
We're in the bottom of the first, no score, as the Lady Bulldogs step up to the plate momentarily. We're back to the action now. Bottom of the first as the Lady Bulldogs come to the plate. It's number 7, the center fielder, Maya Renshaw. McMullen on the mound for the Berryhill Maidens. That ball straight down the middle for strike 1. As Renshaw awaits the pitch that she wants. 0 balls, 1 strike. That one caught the outside corner. A quick 2 strikes for Renshaw as she behind the count now 0-2. That one high and outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Renshaw. That ball high and outside for ball 2. The count is even at 2 for the center fielder, Renshaw. That one popped up and over for a foul ball. Count remains 2-2. That ball again up and over as Renshaw remains alive. The count still even at 2-2. Again up and over for Renshaw as she stays alive at the plate. This the first batter for the Bulldogs at the bottom of the first. Maya's mom is Beth Renshaw. She was the 2023 4A7 first team all-district, fast pitch hitter of the year, and her travel team is the Lions. And she got caught looking on a changeup. Renshaw goes down from McMullen's pitch. 1 out in the top or the bottom of the first.
Third base, number 26, Goose Hutchins.
That ball high for ball 1. Hutchins at the plate. She's a sophomore. Johnny and Chelsea Hutchins are her parents. And she fouls that one away for strike 1. 1-1 the count now. If you were with us early, we talked about Hutchins hitting her 100th home run over the weekend in her career. And there will be a presentation later after the game. Fouls that one away for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Hutchins at the plate. That ball high up over the catcher for ball 1. Ball 2, that is. 2 balls, 2 strikes for Juliana Hutchins. 1 out, nobody on in the bottom of the first. That ball high and inside for ball 3. It's a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes for Hutchins. That is outside for ball 4. Hutchins takes her base. And we have the first base runner for the evening.
Number 2, Jalen.
It's number 2, Jalen Fourkiller at the plate now. The only other senior on the team, as Kendra Condit and Jalen Fourkiller are the 2 seniors. Fouls the first pitch away for strike 1. That's a line drive to center field. Drops for a our first hit of the game. Jalen Fourkiller with a line drive to center field for the base hit. Hutchins advances to second, Fourkiller on first, and now it is Zoe Griffin at the plate against McMullen on the mound. Griffin takes a swing for strike 1. 0-1 the count. Griffin chases that one for strike 2. Now behind on the count. 0 balls, 2 strikes for Zoe Griffin. Swings high for that one, strike 3. As Griffin goes down swinging. 2 outs for the Lady Bulldogs. As Adrian Coker steps to the plate. The sophomore catcher. 2 runners on. Hutchins second. Fourkiller at first. Fastball right down the middle for strike 1. A little bit of a change up there for strike 2 for Coker, as she is behind on the count 0-2 now, with 2 out and 2 on. There's a line drive to left field, bounces, and they're going to wave Hutchins on, and she is in safe for tonight's first run. Not sure if the catcher knew where the runner was, but there was no play at home as Hutchins rounds third for the first score of the game. Coker with the RBI single, or double, that is.
Second baseman, number 10, Josiah Sissy Pierce.
Fourkiller goes to third, and looks like Siri LaFay has checked in for Coker as the designated runner. She is on second. Again, Coker with a RBI double. At the plate now, number 10, the second baseman, Josiah Pierce, takes a foul ball for strike 1. 2 out, 2 on. The Bulldogs ahead, 1-0. That ball outside for the first ball. 1-1 now the count for Pierce. Strike 2 on the outside. Pierce takes a swing at it. 1-2 now is the count. That ball high and outside for ball 2. 2-2 now for Josiah Pierce. And there's strike three. McMullen able to get out a little bit of a bind there. The Bulldogs leave 2 on as McMullen able to just give up 1 run as we enter the top of the second. You're watching a special edition of Friday Night Bulldogs, Monday Night Bulldogs at Wagoner Softball Stadium. Make sure you let everybody know if they weren't able to make the game tonight. Although some, when they do make the game, they still watch it on the internet as well. So a little bit of a lag time, but several still enjoy that as well. We're back at the action in the top of the second. Again, Griffin on the mound. And she throws a strike. The Maidens went after a little bit, now behind on the count. No balls, 1 strike at the top of the second. That one catches the outside corner for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes now for Griffin and the Lady Bulldogs. And that was strike 3. 4 strikeouts now for Griffin. 91, I believe, for the season. As Griffin is well on her way to getting 100 here tonight. 1 out, top of the second for the Lady Bulldogs. Fastball right in there, strike 1. High and outside, but the batter went for it for strike 2. Griffin ahead in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. And it looks like something is on the field. The umpire doesn't like it, wants it to, I don't know if that was trash that blew in or another ball. Either way, it's over the fence and we're back in the action. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out at the top of the second for the Lady Bulldogs. Griffin got her chasing for her 5th strikeout, that is. Zoe Griffin commanding the mound right now against the Maidens. Called strike for the first pitch for number 17 for the Maidens. Behind on the count now, 0-1. There's a second strike. Griffin ahead now, 0-2 with 2 out, nobody on. And there is strike 3, Griffin making it look easy early on as we just finished the top of the second. 6 batters, 6 strikeouts for Griffin and the Lady Bulldogs. We're still at 1-0 Wagoner as we enter the bottom of the second. Number 24, Kinsey Fourkiller, first baseman, up to the plate now at the bottom of the second, and she takes a swing at strike one. That ball outside for ball one. 1-1 the count now for Fourkiller the younger. That one fouled away for strike two. Kinsey Fourkiller behind on the count 1-2. That ball called inside corner for strike three. McMullen able to put Fourkiller down to start this second inning, bottom of the second
Right
inning.
fielder, number 11, Kendra Condit.
Kendra Condit now at the plate. And she takes a swing at strike one. McMullen now heating up for the Chieftains. Sorry, the Maidens. That pitch called on the outside corner for strike two. Condit in a hole now. 0 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out for the Lady Bulldogs. That ball high for ball one. 1-2 now the count. Nobody on with 1 out for the Lady Bulldogs. There's a line drive to short. Fields it with no problem and throws Fourkiller out at first for the second out. Not Fourkiller, sorry, Condit.
The fielder, number 3, Shari.
Number 3,
Berry.
Shari Berry. Now at the plate for the Lady Bulldogs. She plays left field. And she takes the first swing and a strike. That one right to the pitcher and had a little bit of trouble getting it to first, and so Berry gets to first on, it may have been counted as an error, not sure, but pitcher was able to field the ball, but having trouble getting it to first base, so Pierce will be safe on first. You weren't able to catch that because the dugout is in the way. There's a high foul ball up and over for Renshaw, the center fielder. The awning of the stands right on the first base line, so not even sure what exactly happened. I know you guys didn't see it either, but Pierce is safe on first with 2 out, and Renshaw at the plate. 1-1 the count now for Maya Renshaw. Chases one high for strike two. Renshaw 1-2 as we are back at the top of the order for the Lady Bulldogs here in the bottom of the second. Here's a pop fly into right center field, and that'll fall to the wall. Renshaw gets to second, and thought there might be a play there at base at home, but Pierce, or Berry, stays at third. Renshaw with a double into center right field.
Third baseman, number 26.
Now we have number 26, Juliana Hutchins, at the plate with 2 on, 2 out at the bottom of the second. Renshaw again at second. Berry at third. And we may see a walk here, a first intentional walk, as the Maidens gather at the plate to talk some strategy. they may have heard the rumor that Hutchins just hit her 100th over the weekend, so we'll see how they respond to that. We're in the bottom of the second. Scores 1-0, Wagoner. And looks like that's an intentional walk as we predicted. And now we have the bases loaded. And it's Coker at the plate. Sorry, that's Four-Killer.
Jalen Four-Killer.
Number 2, Jalen Four-Killer, the shortstop, at the plate with bases loaded, 2 outs for the Lady Bulldogs. That ball high for ball 1. There's a pop fly and up and over. And hopefully somebody was paying attention down there or it would have knocked him right on the head. 1 ball, 1 strike now for Jalen Four-Killer. Bases loaded. Barry on third, Renshaw on second, Hutchins on first. That ball is outside for ball 2. 2-1 the count for Four-Killer. McMullen still on the mound for the Maidens. That ball fouled up and over for strike 2. 2-2 the count now as McMullen tries to dig out of this predicament with bases loaded. There's a pop fly into right field, and it drops. So here come the runners around. Renshaw crosses the plate. Hutchins crosses the plate. Barry had already crossed the plate, and Four-Killer gets a 3 RBI triple. Bats in 3 runners on that 2-2 pitch with 2 outs, and now it's Zoe Griffin.
The pitcher, number 32, Zoe Griffin.
Griffin at the plate now as Four-Killer is at third. Bulldogs up 4-0. That ball up and third baseman able to run it down. Number 4 for the Maidens as Griffin pops it up into foul territory, but it was able to be tracked down by the Maidens for the third out, but not before Four-Killer gets an RBI triple. 3 RBIs, that is, as she hit into shallow right field. And the runners continue to run. 4-1 as we enter the top of the third for the Lady Bulldogs. Four to 1 Lady Bulldogs into the top of the third.
Leading off the visitors' third.
Number 2 for the Maidens, Brown. She's the first baseman for the Maidens. say hello to John Page. John will be with me in just a couple more weeks. This is Wagoner Coweta, the start of the football season. But right now, the excitement is around the softball season as the Wagoner Bulldogs try to make it 8-0 for the season. That ball fouled away for strike 2 for Brown and the Maidens. And there is strike 3 for Zoe Griffin and the Lady Bulldogs. That'd be number 7 on the strikeouts. Strike 1 for the new batter for the Maidens. That's number 34. As Griffin is definitely getting into a rhythm right now. There's strike 2. As Griffin tries to retire the 8th batter of the game. Oh, it looked like she was going to get it that time on the outside corner, but it was called a ball. Ball 1, 2 strikes, 1 out for the Lady Bulldogs. There's strike 3. 8 batters up, 8 batters down for Griffin and the Lady Bulldogs.
Batting by designation. Batting by designation, number 21, May Harjo.
Number 21 at the plate now for the Maidens. Harjo fouls the first pitch away for strike 1. 2 out, nobody on. We're at the top of the 3rd. Griffin ahead on the count with no balls and 1 strike. Strike 2 for Griffin. Harjo behind now, 0-2. Griffin looking for the inside corner, just missed it for a called ball 1. 1-2 the count now for the Lady Bulldogs. And there's strike 3 as Zoe Griffin just retired the 9th batter of the game. If my math is right, that'd be number 96 for the season. We're entering the bottom of the 3rd. Wagoner still up 4-0.
11 Zoe pitches in the 3rd. Nothing across for Berryhill. 4-0 Wagoner after 2 1/2.
Back to the action. The top of the 3rd as Adrian Coker steps up to the plate. She is a sophomore catcher. Her parents, Andres and Kira Coker. She was the 4A7 honorable mention team last year. She's had 5 home runs, and she actually stepped in as catcher, I believe, when Hutchins went down with an injury. And as you can see, did well, and she stays at catcher, the starting catcher this season. Her travel team is Colorado, Team Colorado. They were the Triple Crown Sports Gold champion back in July. As Coker looks at an even count, 1 ball and 1 strike. That catches the inside corner for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes now for Coker. That ball goes down the first baseline, and the first baseman is there to make the play. 1 out for the Chieftains.
Second baseman, number 10, Sissy Pierce.
Josiah Pierce now at the plate, and she gets punked on the first pitch. Pierce advances to first on the first pitch.
First baseman, number 24, Kenzie Forkiller.
Kenzie Forkiller now at the plate for the Lady Bulldogs. She takes a swing and a foul ball on that first pitch. Kenzie's parents are Rod and Amanda Forkiller. She's got a 4-point GPO, and she was part of that regional champion basketball team just last year as a freshman. There's a line drive third base. Third base able to field it, and the errant throw to second base. Pierce is going to try to get to third, and she does. Josiah Pierce slides into third, takes an extra base on the errant throw. Forkiller gets to second. 2-1 with 1 out. And it's going to be number 11, Kendra Condit.
Kendra Condit.
She is a senior. Her parents are Dell and Sherry Condit. She was a state runner-up in doubles tennis last year with her teammate Kylie Holiday. First time ever in the history of girls tennis. And she is the president of her senior class. And here's a bunt laid down. Third baseman runs in and able, the throw could not be, the throw was there, but somehow weren't able to make the catch. So we got 1 run in with Pierce, and looks like Forkiller is at third, and Condit will be safe at first after the first baseman couldn't handle the throw.
The fielder, number 3, Shari
So
Berry.
Shari Berry now at the plate for the Lady Bulldogs. She's going to lay down a punt. There's another third baseman. This time the first baseman gets there, but Forkiller is able to go across the plate along with Condit. So a lot of activity here in these last at-bats. We're back to Maya Renshaw at the top of the order. And Renshaw is going long ball into left field, but it's caught at the track for the third out. A lot of activity there in that last inning as it looked like Renshaw might be going yard, but at the warning track it was caught for the third out. The Lady Bulldogs able to score 2 runs in that inning, and now we're ahead 6-0 over the Berryhill Maidens. We're entering the top of the 4th. We hope everything's going well for you at home. Again, make sure that everybody knows that we're live here at Wagoner Softball Stadium, where the Lady Bulldogs, as of now, are in control of this game, 6-0 over the Berryhill Maidens. We're at the top of the fourth, and Davis will be at the plate for the Maidens. Griffin still on the mound. She's retired 9 batters out of 9. And gets the outside corner there for a called strike. 1-1 for Griffin. A foul ball for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As we just now started the fourth. No out, nobody on. And there's a called strike 3 for Griffin as she retires the 10th batter. Want to say hello to Ashley Mullins logging on today. Able to catch some Lady Bulldogs softball. I believe that she was part of that team as the batter fouls off the first pitch. 0-1 the count. I believe Ashley was part of that team 25 years ago this season that got to the state tournament, and where the 2024 version are trying to make it this year. That ball high and inside for ball 1, 1-1 the count now. Ashley, I didn't mean to give away your age there, but surely you'll forgive me for that. There's a strike 2 as Griffin brings the heat on that one. And that's popped up and over the backstop. Batter remains alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Griffin looking for the outside corner. Just missed it for ball 2. 2-2 the count. 1 out. Nobody on. And there is strike 3. 10 batters now for Zoe Griffin. And 97 strikeouts for the season. All right, Ashley, I was pretty sure you were on that team, so it was an exciting time. I believe that was my first year teaching. I believe that was the first time that the Lady Bulldogs, the first and only time that the softball team has gotten that far. Just missed the mark last year in the Super Regional Final as they fell victim to Newcastle, who went on to be the state champions last year. So the Lady Bulldogs this year are looking to even the score if they get the chance to. This is McMullen at the plate, pitcher for the Maidens. Griffin versus McMullen. McMullen behind on the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 out, nobody on at the top of the fourth. And high, and the McMullen went after it for the third pitch, third strike that is. And Griffin retires 12 now. 12 batters, 12 retirees, and we are headed to the bottom of the fourth with the score 6-0 for the Wagoner Lady Bulldogs.
Juliana Hutchins.
We're at the bottom of the fourth. Juliana Hutchins will get things started for the Lady Bulldogs at the plate. And there's a pop fly into shallow left. And, the left fielder was not able to catch it down, track it down, and Hutchins slides in safely to second. Ball just hung in the air, seemed like forever, and the left fielder was there, maybe lost it in the sun. She just could not bring the catch in. So Hutchins gets to second base, and looks like Olivia Edwards may be pinch running for her. No, I thought I saw her run off the field, but maybe she's just getting rid of some equipment or something. So she's back on the second. Hutchins back on second, and the Maidens are going to talk about it at the mound as number 2, Jalen Fourkiller, will step up to the plate after the timeout. Fourkiller's parents, Rod and Amanda Fourkiller. And again, if you're not familiar with the Wagoner Lady Bulldogs, Jalen Fourkiller is the senior. Kinsey Fourkiller is the sophomore. Jalen is at short, and Kinsey is at first. Jalen was also part of that regional champion basketball team last year. She's got a 4.0, and she plays on the Colorado Sparklers as her travel team, and she fouls the first pitch away. 0 balls, 1 strike for Fourkiller as Hutchins is on second base. There's a pop fly into shallow right field. Second baseman able to track it down for the first out. One out for McMullen on the mound for the Maidens, and it's number 32 pitcher for the Bulldogs, Griffin. Pitcher versus pitcher here. Hutchins on second. That's high and inside for the first pitch. 0-1 the count. That ball just outside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes for Griffin. That ball line drive it, and that goes into left field, and that will score Hutchins as she rounds third and into home. Griffin with an RBI single. Wagner 7, Berryhill 0. Number 4, Bailey Campbell will come pinch run for Griffin. She'll be at first as the catcher, Coker, steps up to the plate. Coker looks the first ball in high. 1 ball, 0 strikes. There's a deep ball into right field, but the right fielder is there to make the catch. And Campbell got confused and was tagged out at first as she forgot to tag up. And that will be the 3rd out for the Lady Bulldogs. Scored 1 in that inning as we enter the top 5th. Wagoner Bulldogs 7, Berryhill Chieftains 0. Maidens, that is. We're at the top of the fifth. Griffin still on the mound. Number 99 for the Maidens at the plate. And that ball catches the outside corner for strike one. 0-1 the count as we start the fifth. Strike two for Griffin as she looks to possibly retire the 100th batter for the season on this pitch right here. We'll see what happens. And she does. Ladies and gentlemen, that is 100 strikeouts for this season already for Zoe Griffin. 13 for this game and 100 for the season. Congratulations, Zoe.
Number 4, Brooklyn Stevens.
As she continues to throw the strikes, number 4 takes the swing. 0 balls, 1 strike for the Lady Bulldogs. That one right down the middle for strike 2, as Griffin will not be satisfied with 100 strikeouts. And there's strike 3 again as the batter chased it high. That'd be 101 strikeouts. And the 14th batter retired tonight.
Second baseman, number 17, Olivia Hamilton.
Strike 1 for Hamilton and the Maidens. Looking for the inside corner and got it. Strike 2. And that one fouled away. Number 17 able to stay alive. Behind on the count. 0-2. Inside for the strike 3. 15 batters now for Zoe Griffin, 102 for the season as we enter the bottom of the fifth. Lady Bulldogs 7-0. All right, we're back to the action. And the bottom of the fifth, it's Josiah Pierce, the second baseman, at the plate. McMullen still on the mound for the Maidens. Pierce with a line drive shot into left field will fall for a single for Josiah Pierce.
Base hit for Josiah. First baseman, number 24, Kenzie Forkiller.
Josiah Pierce, her parents are Amber Wallace and Jazz Pierce. She was district honorable mention last year, and she was the softball newcomer of the year. Josiah Pierce with the single to start out the bottom of the fifth. Now it's number 24, Kenzie Forkiller at the plate. Looking to bunt. She's going to take a strike, but Pierce will go. I guess she fouled that off. Okay. I missed that. just clipped the ball for a foul ball. 0 balls, 2 strikes for 4-killer with Pierce at first. 4-killer thought about that one high, but able to let it go for ball 1. 1-2 the count. Pop fly out of play. 4-killer, 1-2. No out. No outs, 1 on. And there is strike 3 for McMullen and the Maidens. Number 11, Kendra Condit, the right fielder.
Right fielder number 11, Kendra Condit.
Will come to the plate with Pierce at first, 1 out. There's a line drive over the left field fence. Foul fence, that is. Zero balls, 1 strike for Condit. Changeup coming in. Condit waited for it and didn't take the bait. 1 ball, 1 strike for Condit. There's a strike 2 for McMullen and the Maidens. Condit behind the count, 1-2 with 1 on and 1 out. There's a line drive center field. That'll drop. Pierce gets to second, and Condit will stay at first.
Base hit for Kendra. Left fielder
Number 3, Shari Berry at the plate now. With 2 on, it's Pierce at second, Condit at first. 1 out as Berry is at the plate. That ball goes high for ball 1. 1 ball, 0 strikes for Berry. That ball outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 0 strikes. Berry pops it up. That stays in field, and the catcher able to track it down for the second out. 2 outs as we're back to the top of the order. Maya Renshaw, the center fielder, at the plate with 2 on, 2 out.
Maya Renshaw.
Renshaw fouls the first pitch up and away for the first strike. There's a pop fly up and over again for strike 2. Renshaw, 0 balls, 2 strikes with 2 on and 2 out. There's a line drive to center field. Base runners advance, and now we have bases loaded with Juliana Hutchins stepping up to the plate. And now the decisions come. 2 out, bottom of the 5th, bases loaded, and it's Goose Hutchins at the plate. They walked her last time, and they might want to consider doing it this time. even though they may give up a run. But it looks like they're going to pitch to her. And there's a long ball, but it goes foul over the left field fence. And that might give McMullen something to think about on this next pitch. Renshaw at first. I believe it's Condit at second and Barry at third as Hutchins steps up for our third pitch. That is outside for ball two. 2 balls, 1 strikes for Goose Hutchins. Ball goes high for 3, ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike for Hutchins. And I have a feeling that she may take a crack at this one with a 3-1 count. See what the pitcher brings. Outside for ball 4, and the bases will remain loaded as Pierce crosses home plate for the 8th run of the game. Now it's Fourkiller's turn. Fourkiller, the senior.
Jalen Fourkiller.
With the bases loaded. There's a pop fly, and that one's going to stay in. The catcher able to track it down for the 3rd out. But not before the Bulldogs add to their score 8-0 over the Berryhill Maidens. Maidens have one more chance as we enter the 6th inning to try to get on the board and make a game of it. As Griffin continues her quest for a perfect game. She's had 15 batters at the plate. She's retired all 15. In this last inning, looks to retire 3 more. As she is at 102 strikeouts for the season.
21 pitches in the
And here we are at the top of the 6th as number 2 for the Maidens tries to get on base via bunt, but that goes foul for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. And there's strike 2 right down the middle for Griffin. As she tries to retire the 16th batter of tonight. And she does that on a swing and a miss. Griffin with 16 retired batters.
catcher number 34, Cassidy Gilmore.
I want to give a shout out to Coach Randy Pompey We mentioned the Four Killer Sisters on that regional championship team. Well, Coach Pompey was the coach of that, and she is in Berryhill today. I guess our middle school team traveled to Berryhill as Berryhill High School comes here. And there's a quick 2 strikes for Griffin with 1 out in the top of the 6th. That ball high for the first ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Griffin with 1 out and nobody on. Fastball on the outside corner for strike 3 and 2 outs.
The designated player, number 21, May Harjo.
Harjo to the plate as Griffin tries to complete the perfect game. That goes foul. Ball goes foul for the first strike. And I'm sure there's some kind of superstition where you're not supposed to talk about a perfect game, but Griffin has been strong from the very beginning. And there's a pop fly. Oh, Coker just about had it behind the plate as she stretched out for it. And that is strike 2 for Griffin as she tries to make it 18 for the night and 105 for the season. She's ahead in the count, 0-2 with 2 out, and we'll see what she brings on this pitch. High and got her. Harjo goes down, and ladies and gentlemen, I believe that was the perfect game right there. 18 batters and 18 strikeouts. Oh, my bad. Hey, we got an extra gift for you. This is district game, so we're playing 7. Playing 7 innings, not 6. I must have slept on that day. But here we go with 7 inning 7. Wagoner still ahead 8-0 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Ashley, if you're still watching, you should have corrected me. So still 3 outs to go. And again, Griffin has been in charge of this game from the very first pitch. Bottom of the 6th, Wagoner 8-0, and looks like it'll be Coker Griffin.
Wagner pitcher number 32, Zoe Griffin.
Coker on deck, and it's Griffin leading off in the bottom of the 6th. Pitcher versus pitcher as McMullen is still on, and there's a deep ball into center right field, and the center fielder able to track it down for the first out. We have not seen any home runs tonight. A couple at the warning tracks, but that's about it. Coker now at the plate for the Lady Bulldogs, and she will take a swing for strike 1. Strike 2 for Coker. 1 out, nobody on. Coker behind on the count, 0-2. That ball high and inside for ball 1, 1-2 for the sophomore catcher Coker. There's a short fly ball, and the second baseman is there to make the catch for the second out. 2 outs for the Maidens, and it's Josiah Pierce stepping up to the plate.
Second baseman, number 10, Josiah Pierce.
Check swing there. That goes foul for Pierce. 0 ball, 1 strike for Josiah. That ball deep center right field, and it hits the track, and she will round first into second base. Josiah Pierce with a double.
A double for Sissy. First baseman, number 24, Kenzie Forkiller.
Kenzie Forkiller, the first baseman, at the plate. Takes the first pitch as a ball, and that time it's a strike. Strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike for Forkiller as Pierce stands at second. There's a pop fly going foul. Forkiller behind now 1 and 2 with 2 out and 1 on in the bottom of the 6th. That ball inside for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes for Forkiller the younger. There's a deep ball in the center field, and center fielder is there to track it down for the 3rd out. Nice play by the Maiden center fielder. Bulldogs leave 1 on. The score remains 8-0 as we enter the top of the 7th in this district play. So now we're headed into the 7th inning and talking about that perfect game again. There's no jinxes here. Griffin has had this game well in her hand from pretty much the first pitch. She's got 3 batters to strike out, and we'll see what happens in the top of the 7th here.
The visitors 7 for the Maiden. The leadoff hitter, center fielder number 15, Mara Davis.
There's strike 1 for Griffin as the batter looked to bunt to get on base. That fouled away for strike 2. Griffin ahead in the count. 0 balls, 2 strikes. In the top of the 7th, there's nobody on and no outs. And that is strike 3. That is the 19th batter retired by Griffin.
Shortstop number 22, Mackenzie Nietz.
Here's the shortstop for the Maidens at the base. Griffin looking for the inside corner, just missed it for ball 1. That ball goes high for ball 2. 2 balls, 0 strikes 1 out, nobody on in this last effort for the Maidens. That ball straight down the middle for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. That ball fouled up and away for strike 2. We're even at 2-2 as Griffin looks to retire the 20th batter. And got it on the inside corner. Griffin caught the batter looking as batter number 20 goes to the bench.
The pitcher, number 10, Cammy McMullen.
Here's McMullen, the pitcher for the Maidens. Pitcher versus pitcher. And look like that inside corner. Yes, it is. Strike 1 for Griffin against the Maiden pitcher. That ball outside. 1-1 the count. 2 out, nobody on. Again, in the last effort for the Maidens to make a game of it. That ball going to the inside corner and was fouled away by McMullen. 1 ball and 2 strikes as Griffin looks to retire the 21st batter, possibly on this pitch. That ball goes high. 2-2 now the count. As everybody in the stadium no doubt holds their breath with the 2-2 pitch. And that is fouled away. Batter stays. Batter stays alive. And Coker okay after that foul ball pitch. Here's the 2-2 pitch again. That one fouled away as McMullen stays alive. McMullen looking to ruin Griffin's perfect game. And here's the pitch. That ball goes high, and we are at a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes for Griffin. Or maybe 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yep. 2-2, that is. Sorry. 2-2 the count. There's a pop fly into first baseman and 4-killer. Able to track it down, and that is the perfect game, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you were able to see that last out there. 21 batters and retired all 21 of them as Zoe Griffin picks up the 108th strikeout of her young season and 21 outs for this game in the perfect game. Congratulations, Zoe Griffin, and congratulations for the Wagoner Lady Bulldogs as they blanked the Maidens 8-0. And we're going to stay with us, if you'll stay with us just for a little bit, as there's going to be, from what I understand, a special presentation here for Goose Hutchins as she, over the weekend, hit her 100th home run. So we've got a 100 home run hitter, and we've got 100 strikeouts, 100+ strikeouts, both on the same team, Griffin and Hutchins. And they may just be doing this kind of as a team thing. Looks like it might be just a little bit of a team presentation for Hutchins. So that's going to do it for us here at Wagoner Softball Stadium. We hope you enjoyed what you saw here as Zoe Griffin again completes the perfect game. And there's a shutout of the Berryhill Maidens 8-0. Ladies got their bats going pretty early into the second period. Wrong sport there. Second inning, scoring 3. That took them to 4. And then the rest is history. we will be back at some point. One of the probably another district game, and I think I'll look. Let me see what the schedule is right quick, and let you guys know when the next game is going to be. And it looks like it's going to be the 22nd, Booker T. Washington, looks like. And that will be away on the 22nd. So if you can, be sure to catch that game. And as these girls continue to dominate their games, moving on to 8-0 for the season. So that's going to do it for us. Appreciate Garrett Haddock behind the camera and the computer. You've been watching the special edition of Friday Night Bulldogs. We'll call it Monday Night Bulldogs. I'm Jeremy Holmes saying good night. God bless America.